Hello, thank you everyone for tuning in. I'm your host, Dr. Peter K.B. St. Jean, here sitting with the Peaceful World Movement, our show, The Sci Peace Show. This is the first show of a series of 13, the Peaceful World Movement. I want to remind you that this is a live show, and you can call us at 312-738-1060. And the Peaceful World Movement Incorporated, non-for-profit organization, is located at 11451 South Michigan Avenue on the south side of Chicago. You can visit us at www.shypeace.net. And the phone number for the Peaceful World Movement is 716-603-0992. Or you can send an email at peter@peacefulworldmovement.org. And we have an exciting lineup of folks for the next 12 weeks after today's first week. I'm a professor at North Park University, Chicago, the chair of the Department of Sociology, a nonprofit organization, the Christian University. And I'm also the director of criminal justice, and I have with me my co-host, Dallas, who will tell you a little bit about being a student and why she chose to be a student, the major that she has. And I'm actually going to introduce you to our other co-producer today. When you call in today, you may hear them on the phone, but I just wanted to make sure that you can at least see who they are. So, Odalis, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
So tell our viewers a little bit about yourself.
So I am currently a second-year student at North Park University. I'm planning to double major in criminal justice and political science. One of the reasons why that I was kind of interested in majoring in both of these is because in high school we were kind of exposed to be civically engaged, and having these events happen throughout in our day-to-day is kind of another reason why I'm passionate about what I'm majoring in, and I'm excited.
Yeah, so when you look at all the news and you hear about this incidents of violence in Chicago and other places, you read recently about the incidents in Las Vegas. What do you think you would like to be able to contribute towards a more peaceful world, especially as you see so many of those problems?
What I would like to contribute will definitely give define what peace is and help regulate some of the rules and laws that are out there, some that are some things that can slip through the cracks with these current laws and regulations. So kind of get more involved and have more knowledge over these laws and what we can do to prevent things like those accidents.
So are you looking forward to be a host someday, to have someone else to be taking this sit? You're ready to take this sit sometime soon?
Hopefully.
Yeah, this is her first experience on television. Well, yesterday she came here and received the training. We are so thankful for CAN TV to be able to have this opportunity where we can talk to the world about the Shy Peace Show, where we believe that a major solution to violence is to make peace beneficial and to make peace profitable in very many different ways. And when we talk about making peace profitable, we're not talking about money necessarily. We're talking about culturally, we're talking about economically, of course, but we're talking about psychologically, socially, and otherwise. And we really want to remind you again that this is the Peaceful World Movement Show. We are located at www.shypeace.net. You can reach us at phone number 716-603-0992. You can send an email at peter@peacefulworldmovement.org. You may be thinking, why is this a show in Chicago with a 716 area code? Well, for those of you who are watching us in Buffalo, New York, you probably be happy to see that I have still kept my area code 716. Indeed, I'm from the Caribbean island of Dominica. Later on, if we get a chance, we'll show you a little bit about what has happened with Hurricane Maria. And my guest with me also is a native or has roots in Puerto Rico. We are both Caribbean folks, and while we sit here, we still have heavy hearts with the devastation of the hurricane, and we thank those many people who threw Peaceful World Movement and through the Dominican Association of Chicagoland, which is also another nonprofit organization that I'm also the founder and the executive director of, we have been raising relief for that. But I want to introduce you. You probably noticed that we're switched up and we have had another guest. Will you please introduce yourself to our viewing public?
Of course. Hi, my name is Imari. I'm a second-year student at North Park University, and I am majoring in criminal justice, and I do plan to double major in sociology. The reason why I decided to major in criminal justice is because not many people understand how the laws work, and there's a lot of injustice in our society, especially in our neighborhoods and our different parts of the countries. And I would like to be part of one of those people who can make justice for those who don't have any justice. And I do plan to double major in sociology to understand more the way we're divided into like our own social worlds and how we could make a change.
Yes, well, Maya, thank you so much. She is in my criminal justice class, as does Odalis in the criminal justice class, and you will be meeting the others. I do not know necessarily what's the culture with the shows, but every time we have a new telephone operator who's not typically on TV, I'm going to bring them in so we can introduce them so that you're able to know, to put a face to the voice that you will hear on the phone. We want to remind you that this is a live show. You can reach us at 312-738-1060. And we will be, today, whatever you want to discuss with us, we'll discuss in the context of how can we create a more peaceful Chicago. Now, what I want to do, though, is I want to introduce you. I'm also a documentary filmmaker, and the provost, Michael Emerson of North Park University, is part of it was interviewed in our documentary called Shy Peace. And he has an interesting take that I want to just take you to YouTube and show you a portion of like a 9-minute and 14-second video that we have. And I'm going to give you a sense of what Michael Emerson had to say about the idea about a major solution to violence is to make peace profitable. And when we talk about, again, being profitable, we're not just talking about making money. We're not talking about for-profit activities so much as more as we're talking about social enterprise. How do we make it beneficial for a lot of persons, right? So let us try it out and see what Michael Emerson has to say.
And as you think about the idea, at least something that we consider to be very exciting and very new, of let's build an industry of peace. How does that resonate with you as a provost of this university?
Let me answer it this way. I've actually been studying the city of Copenhagen over in Denmark and Scandinavia. And they were broke. They were a bankrupt city in the early 90s. And they made a decision that, you know what, we're going to focus on being a green city, and more than that, we're going to be the incubator for green technologies. That people are going to come here that want to invent new ways to make a healthy world. And so they took the gamble, and now they grow so fast they don't even know how to make enough housing, because people are pouring in for exactly that reason. They're coming there to invent new ways to make a healthy world. That's the promise of Shy Peace. That vision that you can actually make it an industry. Peace. We don't think about that. Just like we used to think green was something you did on the side. It wasn't an industry that you could do. So I see huge potential. And coming out of the idea of a professor at North Park University, that's what I mean by the next great American university. We are changing the way we do the real world.
So you just saw some words from Provost Michael Emerson at North Park University. And that was a part in our filming of the documentary Shy Peace. I'm sure some of you saw the movie Chirac, and my friend Spike Lee. I say my friend, not that we drink coffee together, but I have a lot of respect for the brother. We've met, and I try to ask him to join the Shy Peace movement. Hopefully he'll at some point. Father Michael Flager and others were involved in the film. Eric Wilkins, they're called Spinner. These are people that I know personally and I've collaborated with, and I continue to collaborate with them. But we wanted to create a film that is going to really address a question that is much different than the type of question that we typically hear. And that question is associated with what we really believe is necessary to be creating a more peaceful world and a more peaceful Chicago. But I want to, before I even go to the beginning and show you a bit of what is the question that we're asking, I want you to hear a little more about that documentary.
So what type of future would you like to see in Chicago and in the Chicago area? What type of future do you want as young people?
In the future, in Chicago and everywhere else in the world, I would like to see like people like stop the violence and possibly like even like with a healthier lifestyle. Maybe if like they eat healthy and exercise or anything like that, it can possibly have them feel better about themselves. And if it makes them feel better about themselves, then possibly they won't be worrying about anyone else and they'll just do what they need to do.
Chicago is a great city, and most people don't see it as that. They see it as a very violent place, which isn't always true. So I would like to see Chicago be the great city that I know it can be.
We have a little bit of music. For some reason, the music is not coming through, but I want you to hear this. Yes, this is welcome to the Shy Peace Show. That was one of our students at North Park University, Carly singing Shy Peace, as you saw. And the gentleman at the end of the film, a young man from the university, from the South Side of Chicago, saying, "When I turn 30, all this is going to be gone." He's dreaming about Shy Peace. He's dreaming about a more peaceful Chicago. And our show for the next 13 weeks, for the next 12 weeks, will be focused on just that. How do we create a more peaceful Chicago? How do we create a more peaceful world? The various persons that will join us here at this show will talk on these various subject matters to be able to educate us about things that they are doing. Myself, I will speak about issues that are going on with the Peaceful World Movement. But right now, I see that we have a caller. Caller, thank you very much for calling. Caller, you're on the air. Thank you very much for calling. Caller?
It's a great show. Can you hear me?
Thank you, sir. Yes.
Okay, great show.
Thank you.
Everything you said is true, except there's one little problem. That's in a perfect world. And we don't have a perfect world. And why? Look at all the people we have elected. 10, 15 years. Commissioners and aldermen, and nothing's changed in Chicago. But, you know, if it changed, it changed for the worse. Would you ever think about making a movie about just how sad condition Chicago's in because of the elected officials? You know, we take the jobs, and yet there's hundreds of millions of dollars of construction going downtown. So they're doing nothing for us. So would you ever make a movie like that to see what's just wrong with our elected officials?
Caller, thank you. Thank you so much for calling in. If I understand your question correctly, if I would do a movie looking at what's wrong with our elected officials in terms of why there is so much violence in the city, did I understand your question correctly? Well, the caller is probably
yes,
gone.
Yes.
Yes. Well. Yes. Well. Yes. I certainly can entertain that. That is something, and hopefully even in Shy Peace. Well, in Shy Peace, we are more interested in understanding how people do peace, so we can show how people do peace, because we hear so much about how people do violence. But that's certainly within the realm. I think, especially if more callers like yourself call in and make compelling cases. I mean, of course, we know that there's politics and there's corruption in Chicago and in other places. We tend not to focus so much on just the problems. I actually believe in a 20-80 formula where I would focus my energy, about 20% of my energy on the problem, about 80% on the solution. But I'm very, very much happy to look at how political malfeasance and political problems further exacerbate the problems of crime and violence in the city. And I thank you for that suggestion.
You know what's a great show, and I'll be tuning in every week.
Thank you so much. Right. What's your name? What's your name, sir?
My name's Ray.
Ray, the man Ray, our regular Ray. So thanks for your first of 13 calls, Ray. We'll talk to you again next week. Thank you.
Sure will. I'll be here.
Thank you so much. And let me just remind folks that we are the Peaceful World Movement Show. Peaceful World Movement is a nonprofit organization associated with this show at www.shypeace.net. Also at the peacefulworldmovement.org. 716-603-0992 is our organization. And Peter at peacefulworldmovement.org is our email address. What do you thought about the caller had to say about politics and crime and peace?
I thought it was very interesting because, yeah, we do see that not just here in Chicago, but in other parts of the cities and, like, different parts of the world. And we could definitely make a change, especially those new students and future criminal justice who do want to make a change here. And I could see our society and our world changing from how it is now to a better place. It's just a matter of coming together and making a change. Because if we just study something and don't do something about it successful, we're not going anywhere. And we just have to be a team.
Yeah, that's important. By the way, how are your folks doing in Puerto Rico? How are they?
They're doing good. Thankfully, everything's already getting stable. Most of the places in Puerto Rico already have energy and water, so that's getting better. Thank you for asking.
Yes, and we're still struggling, helping to raise efforts to be able to help the people in Dominica. I'm constantly involved through the nonprofit Dominica Association of Chicagoland. And for any more information, you can visit at dominicachicagoland.org or .com. That's dominicachicagoland.org.com to learn more about efforts that are relevant to the suffering of people after Hurricane Maria that wreaked havoc in Dominica and also wreaked havoc in Puerto Rico and in many other Caribbean islands. I have a sister who lives in St. Thomas, Virgin Islands, and she had her hands up because the first one came and the second one came, and the hurricane season is not even over. So for those of you who continue to be supportive to persons who go through those difficulties, we at the Peaceful World Movement really encourage you to do that and to continue to support in various ways in Houston and other places. Even Tortola, Virgin Gorda, Anna Gorda, St. Martin, right?
St. Martin was very bad.
Very bad also with Barbuda. Martinique and Guadeloupe got a little bit of activity, but and the season is yet over. But it's amazing the type of human, because in the Shy Peace Show, we're not just interested in talking about problems, right? Mm-hmm. We talk about problems so we can focus on solutions, and it's amazing to see people come together. I mean, I was over on the west side over last weekend, and persons from Mexico were coming to donate. And they say, give some to Mexico, but give some to Puerto Rico, give some to Dominica, give some to other Caribbean islands. We heard stories and stories of people in Schronberg and in other places who have good means in their life, but they don't know anybody in the Caribbean for the most part, but came out and mobilized themselves and got huge amount of resources to help. So it's so important that we are able to give our hearts, to lend our thoughts, and to help other human beings. What I want to do, though, I want to take you to the beginning of this documentary, Shy Peace, to see an important question that we ask, and to maybe callers tell us what you think about this, as this question is central to the show that we'll be having here throughout the week.
One family member and 2 close friends.
Was this for homicide or just regular death?
No, homicide, all shootings, all West Side shootings.
You may already know a great deal about why there is so much violence in the city of Chicago.
And these guys, they ain't whooping. Sure, you know, somebody owed me a few dollars and I shot him. I admit it.
But do you know why there isn't even more violence in the city of Chicago?
A very high percentage of people there that are committed to traditional, stable values, and they want to create stable, functioning communities.
Why do you believe that there isn't even more violence in the city of Chicago?
I don't know. Say it again, say the question again.
You know, and I started valuing my life. I started valuing my relationship with my mother. You know, I don't want my mother to die and I haven't did anything to make her proud. You start thinking like that.
City Treasurer, what do you think they said about Chicago? So violent. What's going on with the murders here? What's happening here? What's in the water in Chicago? We're not born and decide, you know, we're going to be different and start killing each other. More in other places and other communities. And in fact, we don't have a violence problem in Chicago. We have an economic problem in Chicago, right?
The work that's being done here is too important. The peace in Chicago is real, and the opportunity is real. The rhetoric and the narrative around violence isn't the truth that we live day to day. And if we find ways to invest in projects like this, invest in our neighborhoods, create opportunities for young people, continue to see the economic prosperity that peace creates.
Yes, so you see this, you saw Treasurer Kurt Summers, you saw a gentleman, Amari responded with ease. Are the police going to get this guy that say he shot someone? Guess what? That'll be double jeopardy because he has served time in prison for that crime. And we go out on the streets and we interview people and we ask the question, you saw, why isn't there even more violence in Chicago? You notice he said, what? Ask this question again. A lot of people wonder about that. And throughout the show for this next 12 weeks, we'll be asking a lot of this question. Why isn't there even more violence in Chicago? Sounds crazy, right? It's probably an appropriate question because 20 years ago, we had about 50% more homicides. Of course, we had a drastic increase in homicides last year compared to the previous 10 years, but we have still seen a decline over time. We can't throw the baby out with the bathwater. We believe by focusing on the question, why isn't there even more violence? By saying that a major solution to violence is to make peace profitable, to build industry around peace. Again, not talking about financial money profit, but profit spiritually, profit culturally, psychologically, politically, socially, and to be able to build a better world by being able to make quality of life something that's attractive and beneficial for most people. I want to remind you that this is a live show. Callers at 312-738-1060. What's your response from the short bit you saw about from the documentary?
I thought it was very interesting because people they want a peaceful world and they want Chicago to be peaceful, but then again, they're out there not trying to be peaceful. They're not coming together to make that peace possible. And like in the previous video, you showed how the little boy was talking about how in 30 years everything's gonna be gone. That's the type of mindset that we should all have. So in order all the violence here in Chicago or like around the world could stop, because it's all up to us for that violence to stop. But we all have to come together, and I feel like if people don't come together to make that change, it's just not gonna change. And we need peace. We need peace everywhere. And in order to get that peace, we just gotta be a team.
Wow, that's awesome. I can't wait for you to be a host of the show. I know we have another minute here. The time is winding down, and we want to be courteous and leave space for those who are coming behind us. We are very thankful that you have tuned in. We want to remind you that we are for the Peaceful World Movement, 11451 South Michigan Avenue on the south side of Chicago. I want to thank you for the caller Ron who called in, and I hope that next week, same time, same place, 5:30 p.m. here, that you can join us at this wonderful opportunity with CAN TV. And Omari will be my host again, or maybe Dallas, or maybe one of the other persons that we have. We expect you to call us. I guess maybe this first show, you just wanted to give us a little bit of time to talk some more. But we want you can visit our website, as we've said, at right here. You can visit us at the Peaceful World Movement. Go to www.shypeace.net, or you can do peacefulworldmovement.org. We are again very thankful. Any final comments you want to leave in a few seconds to the viewers?
No, I thank you for having me here and being part of this Shy Peace.
Well, I'm Dr. Peter KB Saint Jean, thanking you for viewing.